The fulfilling life is fueled by health, wealth, relationships, and self-actualization. Goals related to these topics are of the utmost importance for being deeply fulfilled in life. These are goals that are correlated with human physical, emotional, and psychological needs. These categories are all interconnected. This means the qualities of one category connect with all the other categories. The skills you learn in one section transfer to the other sections. Health, wealth, relationships, self-actualization. I talk about this in a lot of videos, and you want to create goals that correlate to these categories of your life, because these categories are going to determine how great you're actually feeling in your life, your ability to develop yourself, your ability to be clear, focused, have a sharp mind, to create meaningful connections, to have very deep connections as well to people, to actually have the necessary money, skills, and resources that you need to survive. And who doesn't like this stuff? We all like this stuff. It's our basic needs. So the first point is health. Health is the foundation of your life. Create a system that allows you to maximize your physical, emotional, and psychological needs. So physical is basically good diet, good sleep, go for walks, exercise, things like this. I don't have to explain this too much. Emotional is about creating a sense of meaning, purpose, connectedness to others as well as really big. Emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, meditation, and a lot of other stuff. And psychological is creating a clear, conscious, self-aware, sharp, focused mind that can juggle many perspectives and integrate them. So that's a lot of stuff I just threw at you right there. But really, if you are pursuing goals related to all these categories, like let's say you go to the gym, let's say you have a meditation practice, let's say you read 10 pages from a high quality book every single day, these are some good goals to actually have, and this stuff will actually contribute significant amounts of value to your life over time, really. And even in the present, even as you're doing them right now, you will start to feel pretty good, because these are healthy habits rather than unhealthy habits like junk food, scrolling on social media mindlessly for hours, and porn, video games, mindless entertainment, checking emails because you have nothing else to do with your life. Basically, avoid all of that. Pursue goals related to physical, emotional, and psychological health. The next one is wealth, which is a core value of your life. You master this by learning skills, understanding how to provide value, and solving meaningful problems. The first point I have here is education. And it's really important to understand that education is very broad. You not only want to, let's say, study like business for wealth, but you actually want to study things like psychology and how that relates to business, as well as, let's say, human needs. Basically, you want to get your hands on a wide amount of information so that you can see the problems in the world from various points of view. That's a pretty grand statement I just said. There's actually a lot more depth that we can go into with that. And really, reality and really your life is very dependent upon the points of view that you take of it. For example, we can look at this right here and say it's a hand. That's one point of view. We can say, oh wait, there's skin cells. Another point of view. It's biological. That's another point of view. Oh wait, it's language, because my mind is constructing language and projecting it onto this. So really, a lot of the stuff going on here is just a projection of my own mind as well. These are all various points of views that you can take on something as simple as this. Even saying it's simple is a point of view. So really, you want a wide amount of information so that you can really synthesize a lot of points of view and become deeply valuable. This is really using your mind to some of its deepest capabilities right here. Long-term thinking skills is very important. This is all about not just thinking long-term, but aligning your actions with that. And a lot of our emotional impulsivity and our just sort of instincts kind of pull us away from that. So for example, you can kind of feel sad and then run to the refrigerator to eat food because you're bored and you're sad, so you want to distract yourself from it. Like, you can know what long-term thinking is, but the actual things that you're doing in your life are not aligning with that. And really, long-term thinking is not some like rational abstract thing. Like, it's not just that. There's a deep emotional component. Really, if we are not emotionally intelligent enough, we actually cannot move with our sort of long-term plan. We are going to inevitably fall off too much and be caught up in meaningless distractions over and over again. We're going to be caught trying to solve our problems in shallow ways that ultimately do not work, because we just do not have, let's say, the focus, the emotional awareness, or overall clarity to solve our problems in a sustainable and really meaningful way. Another point is, of course, understanding business. This is very important for wealth and really accumulating resources so that you can survive. Of course, no matter what you do, you're going to be involved with business. And it's very important to actually study business intentionally, learn psychology, marketing, learn some collaboration skills, learn just literally anything related to this, some advertising psychology, consumer behavior. Each one of these topics is studyable, and I highly recommend actually looking into it. Another one is leadership, communication, and persuasion skills. These are all kind of some social dynamics related to business. And of course, this sort of transfers actually into dating and relationships, like intimacy. But leadership, communication, and persuasion, every single one of these is actually going to help you very deeply with just people for the rest of your life. You want to be able not only just to interact with people effectively, but also you want to get clear in your own mind and about what you actually want. And being a leader, understanding communication skills, and learning how to communicate really all the things that you're saying in a way that convinces people. This is all this can take really decades to actually develop, but this is all very important, even just for your mental, really psychological development. This can actually help you to gain a lot of clarity and just articulate ideas well. Moving on is problem solving skills. A lot of business, what that has to do with is solving people's problems, because people, want food, they can't get it, so they go to the grocery store, you just solve their problem. Or they want to start a business, they don't know how, so they buy a course on how to start a business. Or they want to go to therapy because they're depressed, and now we have a therapy business and we're solving problems. So you want to actually learn and be able to, first of all, become aware of problems and learn how to solve them. And you don't have to solve every problem, but you need to pick stuff that is authentic to you. Like if you have, for example, some relationship and dating skills, you can actually begin to teach those if you have, just some skills on them, if you have some problem solving awareness in that domain of life. So find problems, solve them, and then share results with people on the internet. Use the internet to actually leverage your skills and market yourself. That's very important. Moving on is deep relationships allow your life to feel magical. Master this by learning skills related to socializing, empathy, intimacy, connection, communication, boundaries, and human behavior. So relationships are massive. This is unbelievably huge. The parents that we have shape us quite a lot, and we even repress certain things about ourselves that they didn't approve of when we were young. And we want to really clean up a lot of our sort of unconscious, repressed shadow material related to our emotions and our psyche. And really that kind of stuff really comes out in relationships. And this is probably the best area of life for really cleaning up a lot of the most unconscious dynamics that you really have going on within yourself. So some stuff to study would be attachment styles. So when we are attached to someone, let's say an intimate partner, or even a parent, basically when we begin to get attached to people, there are various ways that people go about doing that. There's different actually styles of attachment, which is why it's called attachment styles. And it's really important to understand how you get attached to people so that you have a deeper understanding of why you are behaving the way you are in your relationships. The next one is masculine and feminine polarity. Masculine does not mean man, feminine does not mean woman. We have both sort of very masculine and feminine qualities within each of us, but typically, just generally speaking, men tend to be more masculine, women tend to be more feminine, although it can be the opposite. I know people who are men, but they're very feminine, and women, but they're very masculine. Generally the case, men are masculine, women are feminine. Generalizing, it's not always the case. So you want to learn, basically this relates to attraction and dating. You want to actually learn how this stuff works. Read a man named David Data. He has fantastic books for this. And I got to point out that this is polarity, meaning like if you have a positive and a negative, they're going to attract, like magnets, for example. The positive attracts the negative. And if you do not understand this sort of like energetic dynamic in human relationships, there's going to be a lot of problems occurring within your relationships that you just don't really get. You're not really going to be able to see the problems, occurring and why they're even there. And really, just by learning masculine and feminine polarity, this can help you quite a lot. Also, psychology related to attraction is very important. Really, that's a massive aspect of this video. We're talking about human behavior and what is valuable. Next is love languages. This is basically how we express love to the people that we love, people that we care about. People go about that in different ways. Some people like to give people gifts. Some people like to receive gifts. Some people like quality time. Some people don't really like quality time. Some people like certain things more than others. And it's important to recognize that you have unique ways that, contribute love to people, and you want to figure out how that actually works in your own mind so that you can deepen your self-understanding. And of course, emotional intelligence. I mentioned that relationships are massive for bringing out emotional baggage and just repressed garbage inside of us, and just overall a lot of toxic patterns that we have. And I would highly recommend studying this kind of stuff. You can really buy books, you can Google it, use the internet to solve these problems in your life and really pursue goals related to deepening emotional intelligence. There's books on it. I can literally find one on the shelf right here that I have. A good one is Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. That's a fantastic book. I'll be coming out with a free book list relatively shortly. Maybe in the next month or something I'll be doing it, so that can help you out as well. Moving on is self-actualization allows you to fulfill your core purpose in life, become intrinsically fulfilled, create the healthiest version of you, and establish the deepest connections you possibly can. Master this by studying experts of various fields, gaining multiple perspectives and connecting them, detaching from personal ego and identity, and deepening your consciousness as much as possible. So the first one includes studying various fields. What is this video other than asking you to study various fields? I'm telling you to self-actualize in this video, to actually decide to research a broad amount of information, your personal health and categories within that, wealth, categories within wealth, relationships and categories within relationships, and now self-actualization. So basically you want to study just a wide range of information. Study relationships, biology, spirituality, meditation, physics, philosophy, emotions, psychology, health, exercise, nutrition, systems thinking, political points of view, and more. Basically, I've given you a wide list there. And a very important thing to do is not get attached to any one perspective that you decide to study. If I study science, it's important to not get too locked into the scientific worldview, not too paradigm locked, not too closed-minded, not too fixed on it, so then I can have a flexible, dynamic, and open mind, and then look at something like spirituality, Zen Buddhism, various forms of Christianity, so on, and then change that to look at atheism, change that to look at various political philosophies, and really you want to synergize and just synthesize really all of these points of view and be able to put them on and off, or put them on, take them off, really. Kind of like a pair of glasses. Like you look at the world from one lens, take it off from another, take it off, look at it from another. So you want that flexibility. Another very important aspect of self-actualization is self-awareness. A massive habit for this is meditation. So basically forms of self-investigation are very important. Actually study your personality, begin to observe yourself deeply, study yourself, master yourself, actually observe your reactions in certain situations, get an understanding as to why you're doing the things that you're actually doing. And really, this will help you to cultivate a sense of personal mastery. And if you're doing this right, you'll actually become a more loving human. You will actually begin to unconditionally love the world slowly through just this deepening understanding of your own conditioning, through just going through it, seeing what's lurking inside of you clearly and with an open mind. And unconditional love is not just hugs and kisses. This basically just means a deep understanding, appreciation, and just love for everything that exists. This does not mean that you let people walk on you, for example. This still means that you can place boundaries because you are a part of what exists. You're still going to love yourself, but your actual love and understanding will be sort of expanded to include more of reality. So in summary, pursue goals related to health, wealth, relationships, and self-actualization. I've given you quite the task in this video. I hope you're up to it. Take it easy.